Thank you. I am the fat director. Remember from the beginning? Remember before we started the movie? Hi, everybody. I guess we're going to take some questions. Should I just give an overview? I mean, I'll knock out a few questions if I give a little overview. This is a movie we wrote a while back when actually at the same time we wrote Beer Fest. We were writing Beer Fest for Warner Brothers, and then we also wanted to write another movie to have as kind of a low-budget option in case, you know, the opportunity came up. And last year there was a writer's strike, and everything pretty much shut down, and it gave us an opportunity to go out and raise the money very quickly and shoot this thing very quickly. And so we put it together very fast, and knew it would be kind of a fun, fast movie to make because it all takes place in one location. And we had the opportunity to get a lot of our friends to come and do like a day on the movie, like Will Forte or Lance Henriksen and Morgan Fairchild and stuff like that. People can come up and do the movie for a day. So it ended up being a very kind of fun thing to do all in one location.
I didn't know you were friends with Morgan Fairchild.
I am. We used to date in high school. And so anyway, we kind of put the thing together, and now we're screening it for people. There it is. Hope you like it.
It's awesome.
So if you guys have questions, we'll kick it over to you guys. Anybody? Right here.
In front. Thank you.
So, Podfest. Happening or?
We sold a movie, a script to Universal a little while ago called Pot Quest. The original Beer Fest was at Warner Brothers, and so now we're over at Universal. It's different characters, but it is definitely going to be a pot film. And it's you know we got a lot of calls after Beer Fest because of that little joke at the end of the movie. And, you know, we got calls from 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg and, you know, Cheech and Chong, Willie Nelson, Woody Harrelson, all these people said, you know, I'm going to be in that movie. So we decided, okay, let's make it. So we're writing it.
Smoke that shit!
I will smoke that shit.
Do you have that shit?
We've been trying to get that shit and having not much luck.
Yeah, up there in the back.
Hey, I read that you guys used to be waiters together when you're getting your career started. I was wondering if that was true and if there's any gags or jokes that you guys used to do back then with customers and so on.
Yeah, Erik and Jay and I waited tables together right after college at a restaurant on the Upper East Side of New York City. Jay actually trained me, and I remember that the owner of the restaurant, this guy Morty, who spoke with a lisp, he came up to me afterwards and he was like, "Jay is a nice guy, but he's slow as molasses." And then I think I trained Erik, right? Then I trained you? And together we were the worst trio of waiters ever.
That's a true story, though. We made Puddle Cruiser, right? You waited tables and you quit in a blaze of glory.
Yeah, that was. I went on. I think I was the longest tenured waiter of the guys, and we made our first movie, and we got given a television deal in Hollywood that we never got paid on. But right when we got the deal, I quit. Like, told the manager, like, "Fuck you, motherfucker," and walked out of there. And a year later, I came back with my tail between my legs, and I had to beg for my job back. And I remember I walked into the restaurant, and all the waiters began the slow clap, you know.
What about the nose job, though? No.
I have nothing to say about that.
Hey, I just wanted to know where the term sober as a bird came from, because if it was an improv or is there a story behind it?
We were living in New York, we were doing stage stuff, and when Stolhanske gets wasted, he sort of
comes up with a lot of malapropisms. He switches up his words like, I'm going to call you out. And we were sitting at a bar, and we're big Monty Python fans. I remember we were having some sort of like quasi-intellectual conversation about Monty Python, and some just random dude kind of came in and joined our conversation with kind of some weird drunk contrarian. And Stolhanske immediately like asked him if he wanted to go outside and have a fist fight. And the guy was like, no, I'm just joining your conversation about Monty Python. And Stolhanske wouldn't let up on this guy, like threatening to beat him up because he said something about Monty Python. And the guy was like, look, take it easy. You're drunk, okay? And Stolhanske said, I'm sober as a bird! So I think what he meant was he mixed up free as a bird and sober as a judge. To combine them in a delightful way, I think.
Stuck with us, doesn't it? Yeah. That line's in Super Troopers for anybody who didn't know. And Beer Fest. It is in Beer Fest,
Did
too,
we use
you're
it
right.
both? No.
Wow. Oops. Get some new dialogue, right?
How do you guys decide who gets the girl in the movies? Is there a rotation? Or?
I don't know, some sort of Indian wrestling, right? Indian wrestling for him?
Which I'm very good at.
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of do rotate it. I mean, you know, when you write and act in your own movies, you get to do shit like that.
Yeah, because we had like one guy has to act as the secretary for each script. And so typically whoever is the secretary on that draft, you'll be reading through it and you'll see that suddenly they have a sex scene. So I was the secretary on this script, which is why I got to make out with a girl. That's a good story, isn't it?
Just wanted to ask, with as many of you as there are in the group, do you find the process long when you guys are putting together scripts and working it out from theory all the way to executed film polished project?
It's funny though, when we go and we sell projects and we go in the room with the studios, we're like, the beauty of it is there's 5 of us, so we do things incredibly fast because there's 5 guys writing. The reality is it probably takes 5 times longer than any individual writing a script because, you know, by the time the 5 of us can agree on anything, it's forever. I mean, we argue on like, nah, is the word douchebag funnier or is the word scumbag funnier? And we'll like, you know, beat each other up for like 5 hours. That's how we spend our days over every line. So it takes a little while for us to agree on something, but you know, it's worth it, I think. Another good story. I think it's funny that you said we argue over the word douchebag and what was the other one? Scumbag. Did anybody see the Montreal Gazette today? The headline said, what was the headline? The headline of the Montreal Gazette was like, more frat boy fun from the belchy, booby, farty, broken lizard. And the article was great. I don't know if Bosman is in the audience. Is he here? The guy from the Gazette was awesome and cool, and we did a great interview, and it was a great article. But the article was about our perception as, you know, being sort of a frat boy humor and belchy and booby and farty, and that's what I had said. And he wrote this very intelligent, thoughtful article about us. And then, of course, then some copywriter, some editor just took like, booby, barty, farty, belchy, and that was the headline, so.
Jay, what's a ZJ?
If you have to ask, you can't afford it. I don't. They've since defined it in Wikipedia. They've made up something that it is, which is.
So there's like 10 different new definitions, right? Like one is like a zombie job or something. Like yeah, like you're passed out and somebody sucks your dick.
I would have offered that. I would have offered that.
When are you guys going to shoot a movie in Montreal?
Well, you know, we've written a couple drafts of Super Troopers 2, and it takes place on the Canadian side of the border. So we're planning on shooting it here.
Yeah.